other Curipods that have been created, or other lessons that have been created based on similar topics potentially as well, creating new folders and creating lessons. So I just want to show you what my one looks like. So if I go back to the home, so I've created these three here, IB Economics, IGCSE Economics, and my training folder. Now, if I wanted to do a create lesson, then I can just hit create lesson here, all right, and this window pops up. Now, I've got a whole lot of options in here, and what I'd want to do, if you just have a look over here in the side, that's where the slides turn up over here, but if I want to just create something from complete scratch, then I would hit blank lesson, and it will appear. Now, so again, just in here, you'll see it says add slide. So just like with Nearpod or with Quiz, etc., those sorts of sites, you're able to add in and change the instructional slides that you have, and there's quite a range that you can do. Adding in media, you can even have a full screen video playing inside your slides. Or, and this is a really fun feature, particularly for those of us who've done this before, is you can actually import existing or created slides that you've made, convert them to PDF, or if they're PPTs, throw them in there, and it will automatically arrange them into the Curipod. Now you'll notice that there is a limited number of activities, perhaps a little bit less than some platforms, but these are still quite good. So your poll, your ask a question, you get to set a question up, and your the learners who are watching, they can join in the lesson, and they'll scan a QR code potentially, and on their phone or on their iPad or even on their Mac, they can then enter the poll and say what they feel. They've got word clouds, so you can pose a question and then they can put words up, and you can say how many words they're allowed to put in. Open questions, I quite like these, where you write a question, the students write their answers to it, then the students vote as to which answer they think is the best, right? Then you get to go through all of those questions, and you can say to the learners about whether it is a good answer or not a good answer, why might it be a good answer, why might it not be a good answer, how might we improve this particular answer to make it better. The drawing functionality is one of the better ones I've seen. Okay, it is, you're able to put backgrounds into it, so if you want scales, etc., and it's much more straightforward, the actual drawing tools, than potentially some other platforms like this that they have. Now, the one thing I will say is that, yeah, it is much more straightforward, but if you are operating on a phone or an iPad, it becomes a little bit more complicated. This one they're just trialing here, it's called personalized feedback, where you get answers that your participants have given, and then you're able to individually give them feedback on their answers, okay? And we'll cover that a little bit in a minute. So I really like this, and so if you can create a poll here, here's a title, you can find an image like a GIF, for example. So you quiz, you don't have to hit enter, it will automatically find it. Now these are all open images, there's no copyrights on the images, so you can just grab them and use them. All right. And this can be, you've got to be careful, because it's sometimes, depending on what search you put in, it might come out with some things that aren't necessarily suitable. All right. And that goes the same with just flat images, or it might be that you're wanting to insert a video, and so you can put the URL from YouTube in there, and it will find that particular video, and you can upload that as a video into the poll as well. It might be that you're wanting to do, as I said, a word cloud, so you put the question in there, you're able to change the time limits, all right? You're able to put, again, images into there. There's your drawing tool, all right? And you're able to put a question in and see here what background, so this is the background we've currently got, but you can put a different image on it. Learners can use sticky notes, erasers. There's the drawing tools, as said, they're much more capable of producing quite a range of different drawings that you might have thought possible. Okay, so there. Now that is with the drawing program. If I get rid of that, go away. Now the next one is open questions. So again, you put a question in here, and as said before, you can change the time limit. So if your class is struggling a bit with the questions, you can change that time, give them another 30 seconds. How many entries do they want, and then what you want them to be voting on, most accurate, most relevant, however you want them to do it, or you can just turn the voting system off. Give them a length of time, then it shows the results, and you're then able to see the results as said and discuss them. So, and if you are thinking, oh, that's a lot of work, that's a lot of time and effort, then as said, all you can do is just click the Import PDF button, and it drag and drop any PDF that you've created, any slides that you've created from other formats, put them in there, and it will turn them into a presentation for you. All right. It automatically saves each time, so this is actually saving as a presentation. But if I want to go out of here, I'm going to show you something else. All right, so this is this one that we've just done. Go over to the three dots over here. We can choose to present this, present with moderation. We can share this with other people so they can see it, perhaps in our team. We can also see results. We can duplicate it, so we can copy the presentations, the learners, the lessons, so that if we have multiple classes, we're able to have them at different stages. We're able to rename them, quite clearly edit them, or move them to folders. So quite a lot of functionality there. So if I just delete that, and I want to show you here, if I just go into this folder here, all right, so here I've copied this particular lesson, and I want to have a look at the results of it. And you're actually able to look at quite a range of different aspects. So when you put the questions in, they stay in it. So you're then able to go back through those questions. You're able to see how many people have responded, what they have said. You're able to check the different activities. There's all of their results, so you can screenshot those. You can copy and paste them into different formats if that is useful. You can also export the results into PDF, so it can then become an activity or a resource for the learners. All right, so here's quite a few that they have done. All right, and this is their diagrams that they had a go at, some more serious perhaps than others. All right. And again, when you're talking with parents, these can be evidences for how your little child is getting on. Right, you can use them to discuss with them the appropriateness of their answers on the basis of what is needed for the exam, all of those sorts of ideas. And as said, you can share those results, so you can share the results as an actual link, so the whole results can be shared, or if you wanted to export them and download them as CSV, that is entirely possible as well. Now all of that is all very well and good, but what if you're just wanting, the work to be taken away from you? Surely you don't have to go back through everything and just create new lessons all the time. All right. Well, how about this? Check this out. Now, it might be that you don't want a whole new lesson. You might just want a lesson hook, a discussion question, personalized feedback. What do you infer from this? A brain break, a poll question. You might just want the aspects of a lesson instead of the full lesson. So this will enable you to do any and all of those. If you are wanting a full lesson and you haven't got a lot of time or preparation, or you've got a new staff member who's perhaps a little unsure as to how to do this, click on the full lesson. Right, whatever the topic is, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it the impact of AI on education. Okay, and we'll put it up to, let's put up professional development, and then you hit this little button here which says do magic. And it will, through the power of AI, machine learned AI, it will create the lesson for you with all the activities, the title slides, everything that you need, concepts, opinions, polls, surveys, word clouds, the lot. And this is all done for you. Now, it might be then you look at, oh no, that's not exactly what I want. Well, then you can just tell it to make a new one. It might be that you go in and think, oh no, this isn't right. I want to change the format. I want to change the style. You can do all of that. And this is a brilliant feature, right? If you've got a few minutes and you need to produce something new on something that you've already perhaps covered, then you can just very quickly go in and again, let's create a lesson. I'm going to create a full lesson. This time my topic is going to be, we'll say, the impact of a sales tax on the price of cigarettes. Good topic for IB economics learners. I should have changed that who it was aimed at, but that's okay. So as said, it will then generate this. So this is something you have identified the learners need to work on this particular aspect of the syllabus. So here is your revision activity already produced for you. A few words, how does it affect, impact of, you can go through and you can check, is it including the right information, you can add images, you can change the format as much as you like, but the majority of the bulk of the work is actually being done for you, and there's even added in the different activities as well. So I wanted to show you that because I think this is a brilliant game-changing tool. Please feel free to ask me if you have any other questions or anything else you want me to check out.